There's a scientific basis to skepticism and belief. Dopamine levels in the brain. People that have higher dopamine levels tend to see more patterns where patterns don't exist. People that have lower dopamine levels tend to be more skeptical and sometimes even miss patterns that exist in front of them. So they did a study, an experiment, where they actually were trying to measure this, and they found out that some people are naturally more skeptical than others. Some people are more likely to be believers. If God wants us to be believers, why would he set the dice loaded against some of us? Why would God want people that are blind believers over the people that use reason or want reason and evidence? Does it make sense? He designed us to doubt him. We need more people to be less certain of their position. We need people to be agnostic, not just in belief, but in general about their positions. A lot of us are not comfortable with being uncertain.
See, that's the thing. When you deny your cognitive dissonance, it doesn't go away. And so, despite being in the most extreme spiritual environment that I could find within my religion, I still had doubts. Despite the fact I was praying innumerable amounts of times all day long, I still continued to doubt. I deconverted within a few years. I don't believe in any God at all, so I think I'm also atheist in that sense. But people really emphasize the experience of deconversion as being terribly traumatic because you've taken the entire framework that you've been given, the framework that was taken for granted. As a kid, this is how you saw everything, and it was just burned. And no one that you grew up with understands you anymore. Your parents don't understand you. They can't see you. Your siblings don't understand you, and they can't see you. Everything, every emotional bond was stripped from me. Everything that I thought that I knew was stripped from me. And so those 12 years or so following, I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, panic, depression, existential dread, suicidal ideation, a lot of pain. And that is religious trauma. I'm tired of being scared. I'm tired of all of this shit. And so I made a decision to engage my fear. And I started choosing to do things I was terrified of. And over a period of time, I've found myself. I've found my voice that I'm using, and I've found my grounding on the earth, which is not just a temporary thing. It's not just this little staging area that God made for us to hang out for a little while until we die. It's actually literally our home, and it's been our home for forever. So this is something I've been going through in the last few years. I call it anthrobiological grounding. It's that transition from thinking you're exclusively a spiritual creature temporarily on something that is material into being I am material. I am part of this material. I am part of this society. I am part of this environment. I am part of this planet. I'm part of this universe. And getting reintegrated and feeling connected to what exists. And it's been an incredibly powerful, healing time in my life, and it's energized me to participate in what's happening, which is being able to look around and finally not being benevolently apathetic about the world, And instead being like, oh, I need to engage. I need to know what's going on, and not just what's going on with people who look like me, but with all people, because we're in this together. So I have found religion, I have found spirituality in my humanity.